Hi folks, it's the 20th of November, 8:22 AM, Tuesday, 2018. Now, this is Nigel at Spiritual Awareness New Zealand, and I'll come back to this one in a moment, but this is really, anyway, real interesting. Now, let's have a look at this. So, at the moment, the rain has cleared off the North Island, and as you saw in that previous image, well, I'll get back to that. There's rain right down here. Wellington looks like it's getting a bit, and it looks like this is pushing back in onto the east coast of the South Island. But I would say that is being weather modified and being pushed back around. That it looks like what's happening. Oh geez, here we go. So let's have a look at this. So if you look at this, you can see it coming around here. Now where's New Zealand? There, South Island, North Island. Now that's interesting. See here, there's something causing moisture there. Something causing cloud there, right there. And I didn't look at that. Look at that. It's very interesting. Yeah, it's there all along, isn't it? See that? There it is there. Hey, you quiet down, dog. Sorry. Now, see, it's pushing all this cloud out here now. See that? They've got a cloud machine there, I tell you. Here it is there. And they're using it to push this cloud back into New Zealand. See, and there is your EMF, electromagnetic frequencies there. See how that kicked in there? Bam, there it goes. And that's to turn it back around this way. Bring it back. They're trying to swirl this whole thing around onto New Zealand. And so what I'm seeing is some big weather modification efforts, and this is on a huge scale, to keep New Zealand under cloud cover. Now, why would that be? We could look at it from the how do you say, beneficial side, and we could say, well, that they are doing it because they're very concerned with the amount of solar radiation coming through at the moment, and they're covering the skies to protect New Zealand. Or we could look at the other side and say, well, you know, they're hiding something up in the sky and they don't want us to see something, you know, be it Nibiru or whatever. You know, and it could be a mixture of both. But even when this is finished, which it looks like this will be you know, like a day or two more, theoretically, they're going to have this pushing over by that time, you see, because that's actually coming through. So you can see that, and that is being pushed, definitely being pushed through too. Now, okay, let's go back to this one, and this is why I'm kind of like, okay, so what we've got, the blue there is sub-zero. Now somebody just messaged me just a little bit ago saying that there was snow on the hills in Motueka, so right up here, wherever Motueka is now. Excuse my ignorance, if you like. I've been there before, but it's not one of those places that stands out for me. And Motuekans will be deeply insulted by that comment probably, but anyway, so we've got all this blue here, sub-zero. Actually, it looks like there's a little bit of blue there and around Hawke's Bay. Quiet dog. She didn't like me talking. But it's a sunny day here in Hawke's Bay, strangely enough. Clear blue skies, very odd. Now, let's have a look at this. This whole flow is coming right around here, and then it comes around, and then it's getting pushed back down. But these lines here are just so odd, because you can see that it looks like it's hitting up against some sort of resistance here and scattering off, and then coming back down here, and then again here another piece of resistance that is coming in, and that just speaks weather modification to me. It's just odd. But you can see that that cloud that's being produced there is being pushed around so that it will actually bring cloud cover back over this way. Meanwhile, there's still this southerly current, or southeast current, from the polar blast that we had. It's moving off to the east of New Zealand now, but it's still there. So let's go smaller here. You can see it's moved around here, and we've got this coming down here now. Just moving that around. That's interesting, because that, whoops, what did I do there? There we go. That flow from Australia is coming right down into the Arctic area, Antarctic area, which means that it'll be sort of taking the chill, let's say, off that, being pushed back up. So there'll be anyway, then being pushed back up here, pushed around. I'd say that this cloud will have a lot of moisture content. Again, all deliberate. Okay, well, that's my look at it. I'm going to keep updating on this until it's all over. But it's a very odd event. I haven't seen anything like it. There was a fire. Where was it? Near Blenheim or something yesterday, and the fire, the lightning struck a tree and caused a fire, and the fire chief there said this is highly unusual, very unusual, or something like that, and but sure enough, he said lightning had struck a tree. Now, directed energy weapon, well, you tell me. I wouldn't be surprised at all. If not, this whole weather cycle has been unusual, because it hasn't been like normally when we get storms and so forth, it's because a front, some kind of cold system has moved in, and it sort of hits in and so forth. But this has been more of a whole air current flow, which I've mentioned before. Now, one thing I've noticed is, and somebody mentioned when this first hit, living in Invercargill, they got really slammed with the wind when it first hit. And I would believe that these winds aren't real, they're not like hurricane force or anything like that, because if you go to this, like at the moment there, well, that's pretty strong right at the moment. That's 58 k's. That's a good sized wind coming in there. Wow. 55, 56 k's we had there, 48. That really is strong. It's not hurricane force, but it's getting up there. And that's what they were getting. They said their windows nearly blew in when it first hit, and I would believe it, because they got the brunt of Invercargill. They got the brunt of this because it came straight in from the Antarctic. I bet that first hit was pretty Pretty good. Pretty interesting. I would have liked to have seen it. Anyway, all the best to everybody out there, because some people in the South Island are really, getting hit hard with the cold there at the moment. And we will keep posted on this. This is Nigel at Spiritual Awareness New Zealand, checking out.